Hi, I'm Rachel, and my Instagram name is at rachel.corradine. I don't know what to say now.
Hi, my name is Carly. My Instagram handle is at Carly with three Y's Elizabeth.
My body type is petite slender, I'd say. I have a pretty balanced frame, leg to torso proportions. I would definitely say that I have a slightly more straight body type, maybe a slender hourglass, but definitely not full hourglass. My measurements are 32, 25, 32. I am a little shy of 5'4", and then my inseam is somewhere between 25 and 26, so I'm definitely on the taller side for a petite. If you're going with like the actual petite regular and long inseams. So generally, petite inseams tend to be too short, and then regular inseams are too long. So I usually get the regular and then go and get it tailored. Um, I am from Philadelphia. Recently moved here, and I'm married and have a little dog named Pancake, and she is the best. Thank you.
I am 5'2" with a shorter torso. So high-rise fits that are too high-rise that meet with my chest, being that I am much bigger bust, is busted for me. So we try to find the perfect high-rise length that doesn't meet the chest. I have slightly shorter legs. Okay, my waist, I am slightly currently in between a size 24 and a 25, but more to the size 25. My bust is a 34 triple D. I am currently about 114. I average between 115 and 116. I am a boy mom to our IVF miracle baby. We have two crazy little dogs, Zoe and Zuri, and I am also a stepmom to a 16-year-old daughter. I live in sunny South Florida. We recently moved out to an up-and-coming community called Westlake.
So, forgot to mention the name of the podcast so far, or of the YouTube. So, together we make, what did we go? Petites with opinions.
Petites with
This
opinions.
is Petites with opinions.
Petites with opinions.
And then this is episode 1. So, excuse any hiccups. We're figuring it out. Uh, what we feel really passionate though about talking today is the petite girl struggles that no one's talking about. So we're going
Yes.
to talk about them. So we have the never-ending jean struggle with the inseams, oversized trends where we feel like we might be drowning in fabric, the midi dresses that turn into maxi dresses. So you know what, Carly? This is my biggest issue with being petite, but being on the taller size of petite. I can never figure out jean inseams.
Okay. So for me, being a 5'2", I actually can do the short style jeans, and that happens to be like the perfect fit for me, where you probably have to go and get your jeans tailored because you're the very in between that makes it a lot harder for your style petite.
Exactly. No, it's so frustrating. So I have like the perfect example. So at Anthropology, they have, I think they're called like the Colette pants. If you've seen them, they have them everywhere. So I bought a pair of the Colette cropped pants, and I did get their petite height. This was a few years ago too, and they're definitely cropped. I mean, there is no way around that that is already a cropped pant, but where it hits me on my shin, I don't think is the most flattering. So then I feel like I'm not even wearing that cropped pant. Then on the flip side, when I go to Target and I buy their sailor jean, I actually don't think they have a short version in that. I think they're the
Right.
Target jeans, they're just a regular inseam.
Right.
I actually enjoy wearing the sailor jean because they're full length. There's no way around that. They are a full length pant on me. They're not cropped. I've seen tons of like styling hack videos where they cut the I guess the hem off the bottom of the pant to make it more of a true crop fit. Looks really cute. I would definitely say I'm not so skilled, and even though they're only like a $20 to $30 pant, I'd be so worried about ruining them that I don't do it. Um, but other than that, I find that I mostly just buy the regular inseam, then take it to a tailor, pay the extra money to get them to fit properly. And it just is what it is. But then I'm also very picky now because if I'm investing that much money into a pair of jeans, I either want to make sure it's a style that I'll be able to wear forever because again, I'm investing into it, or it's a jean that I already got on sale. So then when I go and get it altered, it's like, oh, I paid just the full price for the jeans.
Right, right,
So that's been like a huge challenge too, especially when buying like trendy Amazon jeans.
right.
Because when I buy those, I can't justify then getting them altered because I'm like, oh, well, the whole reason I bought this is because it's $20 to $30. So it's, and it's trendy and it's not going to hold up anyways. And if I wash it too many times, then the jean, so I don't know. It is a struggle, which is the point.
And I think that's where we should try and help people, where we can give like an Amazon recommendation tool for something that aligns with the gene that you can cut, because I've definitely seen some.
Because there has to be.
Yes, no, I've seen Laura Beverlin do it actually. I don't know exactly know, but there were specific jean scissor cutters that she used because she is 5'1".
Okay.
Our button
Yeah.
hack for Amazon jeans that don't get as small as the sizes for our waist that we would need together. And they make buttons that can shrink the waist size of the jeans that can help us fit more in a budget friendly jean.
The ones that I just posted on
Yeah, they're really
Instagram
cute.
that look like a flower. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, magnetic. Is it
It's
magnetic?
it has like a little hook on it. And
Oh,
so
okay.
they like pinch together and then they kind of hook like that. There's also, I'm sure you've seen this too, especially since you're like a larger busted woman. The little single stitch tool. You haven't seen it. Okay. Well, then I will show you.
Like stitch up the top a little more.
Yeah, so it kind of looks like, I mean, ignore this, like one of these little like gun things.
Yeah.
And well, I have like a V-neck, even though this is a zipper. And if this was too low and I wanted to pin it up, you would just kind of fold the fabric and put it in a single stitch.
Okay.
I feel like you could do the same thing
I
with
think
the
that would,
jeans. You just put
yeah.
in a couple and it would
Yes.
keep it cuffed.
Yes.
So,
That's genius. So one of my biggest struggles as a petite style with my body frame is oversized clothing making me look like I'm wearing a potato sack, or also altering the shape of my body and kind of making me look heavier than I am. So I personally do like to stick to either totally fitted outfit or something that's like either the bottom's fitted and the top might be loose, like today's outfit, or vice versa, having a fitted top and a loose bottom, and just making sure that the waistline is either showing or there's separation between my waistline and my chest, kind of giving me some shape to my body.
no, it's so true. By being like on the shorter side, it's so easy because clothes, they typically come in standard sizing. And when you're wearing those oversized, which is super popular right now, shirts and then the wide leg pants, it's so easy to lose your waistline and to, give you that like feminine figure.
That
Um, I definitely say that I like some of the oversized silhouettes, much to my mom's dismay. She wants me to wear everything that, is
okay.
skin tight. But I've found for me when I'm doing those oversized proportions, if I can go for like in a sweatsuit, if I can go for something where I can tuck in the bottom to give me that waistline, or if some of the sweatsuit tops are a little bit more on the crop side or have one of the like waistbands so that it does end up cinching you in. It definitely helps, but I feel you with the potato sack thing. I shared a epic Nordstrom fail with
Yes.
Carly to where it was this oversized t-shirt dress, and it did happen to be in a tan color, and I was drowning in the fabric. Like it truly did look like a potato sack. I might have to, once this goes live, pop it in stories so that everybody can just see how it was the wrong look. And it's funny now because I tried to buy that a couple years ago. And looking back now, even on the model, who was probably 6'1", it didn't look that good on her either. So I don't know what I was thinking. Um, but it looked real bad. Yeah.
Petite girl struggles.
Petite girl struggles. So this is another one that I think is an interesting topic for the two of us. But this tends to be a petite struggle is buying a midi dress because it ends up either turning into a maxi dress or it hits us in this awkward like mid calf, which is the wider part of our lower leg. And then it just ends up not being flattering. It almost gives us, especially for petites that do have shorter legs, it gives them kind of a stump leg, and nobody wants that. That's not flattering for anybody. It's not flattering for tall girls, not flattering for petite girls. Oh no, I lost Carly.
All
Okay.
right, but I am getting you definitely more clear now.
Okay. Can you hear me better? Is it still frozen?
No, you're good.
Okay. Yes, that's gonna have to be it so that the window light like hits you. Yay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Okay.
We'll change of
Woo!
scenery, little hiccup there. I don't know if it will have recorded that or not, so I'm just gonna go
Right.
again and so that you can also hear me. I think an issue that I see a little puppy. A lot of petites have are with buying midi dresses that end up turning into maxi dresses, or they're this like awkward length that ends up hitting you at like your mid calf, and then it cuts you off weird and it kind of makes you look like you have stump legs, and it's just not very flattering because even with a tall girl, you don't want stumpy looking legs. You want it to be nice and to flow and to not like cut you off in an awkward length. So what has your experience been with getting like midi dresses?
Yeah, so for me, like a midi dress sometimes literally just turns into a maxi dress. Like I'm being 5'2", it sometimes just takes up the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or sometimes I can turn like a maxi dress into, sorry, a maxi skirt into an entire dress. I pull it up and I now have the full maxi length for my body type. And I've done that many times and it gives me the length and then I cinch in the waist. Bada bing, bada boom, we have a perfectly 5'2" fitting dress that we just switched around a little bit.
That actually sounds like an amazing hack. I'm gonna have to try that because then maybe for me it will turn into a midi and hit me
That
at the
is,
right,
yes.
like right above the ankle kind of kiss. Um for me, it's actually pretty funny. So I love when a maxi dress actually goes and like hits the floor. And I've noticed for a lot of maxi dresses, especially, I'm going to talk about Abercrombie again. From Abercrombie, they do have that kiss at the ankle length, which ironically enough, that's what I like for my midi dresses. I'm not like a below the knee midi dress person. Um, I like a little cropped ankle exposure, but when I want a true maxi dress, I actually do buy the long length maxi dresses from Abercrombie. So they are dusting the floor and you get like a peep of the shoe. Um which is just weird because I don't know many petites that will then go and size up to the long
Yeah.
length.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
The other thing that I would say that I don't do super often, but probably should do more of, especially while, I am younger, is wearing mini dresses because they do make your legs look so long, especially like being shorter and having like that extra length. The other thing that I would say about dresses is that I'm actually not a fan right now of the drop waist look. And I would say that because we're on the shorter side, doing that drop waist, um, again, ends up making my legs, which are tall for my body, look
Right.
shorter. And I don't want that.
Yes. Yeah. And for me, I already have short legs, so it like misses the waist and then just creates a larger figure for me.
Yeah, I personally just don't think the dropped waist is very flattering for a petite. I think it's definitely like a tall girl trend.
Yes.
The other thing I was gonna say was something with denim again, and I lost it, or jeans. Do you ever get confused when somebody says denim? Do you ever think of your husband, by the way?
It's so funny because I don't, but I do like when they say that. I'm like, oh, it's my husband's name. Or like when I'm like a denim haul. Oh, I love this so much more because it's his name too.
Honestly, you should do a funny about that. Be like, anytime somebody says denim, you just like a little picture of your husband,
Yeah.
like pops into your brain. Like, oh, denim.
Denim is in. He's in where? The denim.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. Or somebody's like, oh yeah, I love denim and cow print. And then you're like, denim and cow print?
Oh yeah, that wouldn't look good.
That would be very funny. But what was I gonna say about pants? I was gonna say something. Do. Don't know. Lost it. Feel like we've been hanging out too much and now my brain is more mushy than usual.
Great. Sorry about that.
Oh, it was something. It was a talking point. We were talking about dresses. We were talking about the waistline. Well, this is another thing we could talk about because you were talking about how the high rise denim doesn't look very flattering because it hits you actually higher than your natural waist.
Yes. So when the high rise is a super high rise fit, because I know they make both, the
Yeah.
super high rise comes up, meets my chest. I lose my entire waistline and I look 20 pounds heavier instantly. So I always try to avoid, and I get like a medium high rise, or even nowadays, the mid rise is becoming a slight high rise. Like the cow print jeans were a mid rise, but they were a high rise on me and it was the perfect combo. I was still able to crop a top and have some of my stomach out when it was technically a mid-rise.
I will agree with that. I've definitely noticed that if we're talking about, 10, not even 10, more like 15 years ago now with being back in high school, I remember like the low rise jeans essentially were still in, and then they were just starting to do the high rise jeans when I was in high school too. I'd say more like ninth grade for me though. And it was like long zipper, but I remember my Hollister jeans, the zipper on my like shorts
Yes,
was like this long. And
exactly.
now if I buy a low rise jean, I mean the zipper is much longer. Definitely it isn't like that micro zipper length or again with mid-rise jeans that you were just describing, they do hit like right at that like belly button height, which is what was considered, 10, 15 years ago to be high rise. And then
Yes.
that's when they did the ultra high rise, and then it got even higher. I definitely would say I did own a pair of very stretchy, skinny jeans that went up to like my rib
Yes.
line,
Yes.
and I loved them. I don't know why. They probably weren't very flattering. If I looked at them now, they probably were extremely
Not for
unflattering
the skinny pictures.
because I have a more rectangular frame. So it probably just made me look like a complete rectangle. but I love them. I also think they were super distressed, like from like thigh down to ankle, and I really liked those.
I'm trying to think because I definitely had some interesting ones back then. But your bodies change as you get older, and especially after having a baby, your hips just woo do some fun things there.
Oh my gosh, jeans. So one thing that I have noticed when buying different types of jeans, so I did just post about different Abercrombie jeans today, and now like in rewatching the video, depending what jean style I'm wearing, makes me either look shorter, my height, or taller. Like if I wear a true flare boot cut kind of jean where it is tapered on your thighs and then flare out, it makes me look like I have legs for days. In my opinion, I feel like it makes me look 6 feet tall. Now, on the other end of that, I do love a good barrel jean. And I would say that that definitely makes me, though, look more short with
Yes,
like
yes.
the silhouette. I don't mind that because I am short,
Yeah.
but for somebody who struggles with proportions, it's probably not the best petite style then to try because it does naturally make you look shorter. And I think because of the barrel shape being, wider, is
Right.
it gives you that illusion of being more compact.
Yeah.
So have you found, a favorite denim style that works best with your frame?
So I would say it's a little bit mixed. Like if I'm owning my 5'2" petite style, I definitely found one pair from Vici that gave it if we're going for trends, if we're going for like that barrel trend. It wasn't quite labeled barrel. It was a little more baggy, but the waistline was my true waistline. Didn't have to adjust the sizing, and it created that with just like a slight look of like a barrel, and it gave me the look I was trying to achieve, the trendy barrel jean without over being done, because it was more labeled as like a baggier style, but not a wide leg, totally different. And then with the cow trend, again, that was a mid rise, fit me like a high rise. They labeled it baggy, which then I had to turn around and size down and pretty much achieve that look. But I would have been curious to even see a size 23 in the cow print, because even the 24 was still on the baggier side. Definitely still was able to achieve the shape, but I did have to crop my top to show the stomach and let the rest of the jean flow.
Oh, I completely agree with the cow print pants from Abercrombie. So I'm so glad that you got them first and then told me I needed to size down because when I got my true size, I didn't even try them on because I had ordered the 24s too. And I I think maybe too because they are either a mid-rise or they had the low-rise option. I stuck for the mid-rise. Um, but like the hip part still because I do have a more narrow hip,
Right.
um it still didn't look exactly right. Like I had the pant gapping
Right.
because of, you know, my waist to hip ratio. And then like if I pulled them down to where they kind of stuck to avoid the gapping, then they were too long and they were like bagging. I mean, I'm keeping them. I'll just get them tailored because I
You
like them.
you need to take a picture though before, so we can put them side by side and show like what are we, what are you, 110, 110, 111? What do you
I'm
weigh?
like 112-ish.
Okay, so we're currently 2 pounds difference in weight and an inch difference in height. And I think putting those two together, like literally two different petite styles that are so close in height and weight, and here's how they were fitting due to hip difference. Like I've always had very wide hips, never had the rear to back it up, but like the hips are there to hold out, to fill out more of the jean, at least in the front aspect of looking at it, not the back aspect, which is probably why things still get baggier, because there ain't nothing back there to fill it out.
So Carly, that is actually the perfect segue is showing our two cow print jeans on our different petite bodies. So join us next week where we talk about how Carly and I are both petites, very similar in height, very similar in weight, but totally different bodies.
Yes.
Okay, and then that will be do, 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 do. Put in some music. We dance. And then I cry because I can't dance. And yeah.